Hey, thank you for clicking on this video and watching my channel. My name is Jason. Today I wanted to talk about Feng Shui and kind of getting into the energy of using Feng Shui. So to be able to use Feng Shui, we have to know what it is. And in knowing what Feng Shui is, I have my notes right here, but it's a system, kind of place to correct the energy or okay, so it's using different tools, using different functions, using different knowledges of energy, using different mathematics to shift the energy of a space and create that whatever energy you want, pretty much. So with that being said, you can use several different things to bring good feng shui into your home and to shift the energy. And one of the biggest things that I do, that I've done since I was younger and since I moved into the space that I am in now, is I use lighting, and I use natural light to increase kind of the vibe of my home, because when a home is dark and it's gloomy, you tend to feel, not even feeling if you don't feel bad, but when something is dark and it's gloomy, you just tend to be tired, you tend to be kind of drained, you kind of want a more relaxed feel. You can self-indulge, you can really get trapped into your mind, because dark black is like, black and darkness kind of, it promotes thought and it promotes reflection. Black reflects. That's why our melanin is so powerful for us when it comes to the sun, because it reflects the heat. Not that reflects the heat, but us living from where we're from, being in very tropical climates, we need that barrier. And our melanin, our skin, which has that darker pigment, helps reflects the sun. So anything of dark pigment reflects the sun of light. And we know light is to be happiness, light is to be joy, light is to be fulfilling and just lifted up. And darkness normally equates to heaviness a lot of times. Not just not darkness, but just when it gets to that inner point of reflecting, it can be very heavy, it can be very draining, it can be very just out of the ordinary for you. And there's things you can do, obviously, to, I don't want to say obviously, but there's things that you can do to increase the lighting in your home, like opening a window or turning on a lamp or getting some fairy lights, or just simply getting natural light bulbs as well. You can do that and get some natural light bulbs. You can get some mirrors. Mirrors reflect light. Mirrors reflect light and bounce light from here, from there. As well as you can get other little things that absorb light, like wind chimes, that when light reflects it, it just shines something else. Those absorb light as well, and they create more light, and they bring a different kind of color scheme to the thing. So that goes to, and lighting, it doesn't just help with your mood, but it just helps with your overall health. If you're ever sick, you can go into the sun and use the sun as your healing. You can, because it increases that vitamin D and it causes sweat to excrete out of your body. So with the sweat excreting out of your body, your sweat is really, not only is it just your what do they call it, your hydration leaving your body, but it is the toxins that you've built up leading inside your body. So sometimes when I eat really unhealthy and when I feel my vibration is low and I'm just like, oh, I'm feeling super heavy, I shouldn't have done these things, I've overindulged, I'll go out in the sun and just like sweat it all out and just lay there and just let the sun do its thing and heal me, and ask for that healing. Thing you could do to increase the feng shui of your home is removing clutter. Everything we do on the inside reflects our outside. So if our space is cluttered, that means we're just cluttered on the inside. So we also have to do that emotional decluttering, that physical decluttering of our bodies, mind, and our soul, just nourishing ourselves as well as nourishing our space. When we declutter, we're nourishing our space. When we nourish our space, we nourish our energy. And so clutter allows energy to be trapped, and not even just allow energy to be trapped, but it's that physical reminder as well as, oh my God, you not being able to improve, you not being able to grow, you not being able to move forward, you really being unorganized, you know? That's what clutter manifests as for you when you're constantly looking at a cluttered room or a cluttered state. You don't want to do anything because you're just like, oh, there's so much things pulling you in different directions, you know? So removing clutter will help you also get rid of that trapped energy that you are allowing yourself to be stuck. Something else you can do is using crystals and adding natural elements to your space. To however you do, you can have a garden outside, you can have a few houseplants, you can get a fish, you can just simply get some rocks or get some, just add in natural elements that are going to remind you of your foundation. Because a lot of us, we don't look at nature as our foundation, but nature is really our foundation. And so adding these elements to help us see these things, it keeps us grounded and it keeps us attracting elements that are of nature, not really of toxicity, you know? The more we allow nature to come into our space, the more we allow nature to take over our space, the more we are able to be cared for, the more we are able to be provided for, the more we are able to see more and to feel more and to open up our hearts, because nature is green and our heart chakra is green. So having natural elements around us that reminds us of that wholeness that the heart brings allows us to actually be able to create and continue to create and keep the energy flowing and not keeping anything trapped. So you can add, like I said, you can do plants, you can do house plants, you can do outdoor plants, you can do just several different, like start a garden, you can even get some like fishes or get like just something simple that's going to have some natural elements. You can get a painting with a tree on it. You can do several different things, and that's another way you can increase your Feng Shui and add some good Feng Shui is adding paintings or adding art with intention. And that's kind of my purpose of being an artist, is all of my work have intention. So I have an art page coming up soon. I already have it, I just haven't promoted it yet. But if you want to follow that art page, I may leave it linked in below. But I'm still working on my art, and my art is a very intentional masterpiece for me. Like, you know, they're intentional, they all have different meanings, and adding some intentional art pieces, getting some crystals, you know, having even like natural elements. Like if you are a person who's like, I don't have a green thumb, so I don't really care too much for plants, get some crystals, get some sage, get some rosemary, get some, like, you know, go to the store, get your herbs, do something to add that nature back into your home and intake that nature as well. So don't just allow it to have it in your space, but you need to intake it. You need to figure out a way that you can really intake it. So which that means is changing your diet, getting on a more natural diet, getting on a more land-freeing, land-living diet will help you out with just getting back to the Feng Shui and getting back to understanding your energy. And add candles too. Like candles is perfect for the lighting as well. Candles is another thing because it brings that ambiance. That's something I forgot. But you can add candles. Candles bring a great ambiance and everything. So get you some candles, get you some, get it. They say don't put your bed next to the window. Don't put your bed not facing the door. Like, you know, you want your bed kind of towards the door and facing the door so you can see, but don't put your bed in a way where you can't face it. Color therapy. color therapy. Color therapy is really important and it's really fun. And just understanding the meanings of different colors help you with healing and just as well as energy. And healing is shifting energy. So if you are in a space where you need to heal your space and you need to shift your energy in your space, then you probably need to change up your vibes. Like me right now, like my sheets and my stuff is dark. They're dark colored, and I realize I want to change that. I don't want them to be dark because when I sleep, it's easier for things to attack me in my sleep due to that darkness. So I want to be able to have light, and I want to be able to cultivate more light into my life and cultivate more light into my dreams and cultivate more space to have clarity within my dreams. Full video on colors and different color therapies and how to do color therapy and what's color therapy. I can do a video on that. So those are some of my tips when it comes to Feng Shui, some information that I have about Feng Shui. And now that we have the tips out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and give you a room tour so you can kind of see what I'm talking about and how I like to add these tips into my room. Okay. Walking into my room, this is what you see. First thing you see really is my bed. And this is my bed. It is a king size bed, and it has a very natural earthy gray vibe to it. So with my bed and with it being this way, I wanted it to really translate earthy and the vibe that my bed has all around. So behind the bed, I have this tapestry that I've had for a while, and it was gifted to me by an old friend, and I kind of want to get a new tapestry. So soon, I really do want to get a new tapestry soon. Just something different, just something that kind of matches more with my aesthetic now. Which is not saying this don't match with my aesthetic, but it do. And then above in here, I have these, this dream catcher that I got. And then all around here, I have these nice fairy lights just to add a little more spice to my room, especially when I don't want this lamp that I have right here lit. And when you come down here, you see that I haven't cleaned, but I have this snake plant, which adds my nature, which adds my green as well, another color therapy. And I sleep with my Himalayan salt lamp that was gifted to me by my bed. I need to get a new light bulb for it. And when you go all around the rim of my bedside table, I kind of rimmed it with just some seashells. Just some seashells I found at the beach and was just like, I feel like that'll be a good choice. And now switching here on my bed, I also forgot to mention I have these two teddy bears, which bring back just the vibe of animals and love and the animals that I really love. I love koalas and I love sloths. Sloths are my favorite animal. I feel like low key. And for one of my past lives, I was a sloth. And yeah. So at the foot of my bed, I have this rock. And I found this rock outside and I carried it home walking. And I use it to work out with. I don't know why I was like, but yeah, I found this rock. I like to use it to work out with, but I also just like it at the foot of my bed because it's, it's a rock and it adds that little nature vibe. I have a very nature theme going for my room, and that's my tip, that I love to do with. And I love also this add another kind of essence to my room, just being able to kind of look out my room window and see my garden. It was a storm, so some of my plants had some damage. I can see the Swiss and the cabbage and just some things just after the storm just not being so well, but it's okay. They're plants and they survive. They'll go back. Over here as well, coming behind me now, I have my dresser. And my dresser is something, I don't know, I really love my dresser because my dresser is something I kind of decorated myself. I put this pothos plant here and I took and I trailed so much seashells just to add a good vibe to, and just add that beachy nature vibe to it. So some seashells I found and a rock that I found, and I just do this all the time. I find stuff outside and I bring it here. This is an oil that I made. Yeah, an oil, and I have this oil burner I bought a while ago with my little Buddha, and then another natural element is some sand. I like to just keep things just like that around me all the time. It kind of keeps me grounded. And I have my Buddha and some rocks behind here, which is actually what I use to hold my incense. When I burn my incense, I found these rocks and I was just like, these would be a cool incense holder. So whenever I want to burn an incense over here and not do it on my altar, I'll burn it here and just set it there, and it'll just burn and it'll be really pretty with it just burning. And then above here I have just my paint, just some things that I drew in a painting that was gifted to me. This was gifted to me, and that I drew that, and I drew that. And this is a picture that was taken when I went to St. Simon's. It's not focused. Okay. And then trailing over here, I have my vision board just up in the corner with some flowers, and this is my altar space. I'm not going to show you too much of my altar space, but I will show you this vision board aspect. You know, this is just my vision board, some personal goals that I have to myself, things that I want to do to elevate my being, and spiritually, just mentally and physically, just elevation and allow myself to evolve. That's something that I planned for this year. So I have several different little things on here that remind me when I look at it, okay, what do you want to do? What do you need to call into your life? Coming over here, I have this plant that I foraged. This plant right here, this entire plant, I kind of foraged it. It is a I don't know what it is yet, but someone, and it has some bamboo tour tips. And if you have any knowledge about Feng Shui you would like to share, just leave it in the comments. If you have any tips or tricks and things that you would like to give to me, share as well. So I really did. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it helped. I hope it was knowledgeable enough for you. I hope it kind of inspired you to do something different to your space and add certain elements to your space. So have a good day. Bye.